Welcome into the draft profile for Savion Williams, wide receiver out of TCU. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you. When I first put on the film for this 6'4", 225-pound wide receiver out of TCU, after just a handful of plays, I immediately thought, uh-oh, this might be one of my favorite receivers in the class. This might be one of my top 5 receivers in the class. I was immediately blown away with his size, his speed, and his movement skills. I immediately was like, oh, those are special things. This fits. He's moving different than a lot of the guys you see at his size. And yeah, I was absolutely intrigued and excited. And then as I just kept watching, I realized, oh man, I wish he could play receiver. It'd be insane. If he could play receiver, guys, dude, he would be really good at receiver if he could play receiver. He would. And look, guys, that might be all you really need to know about Savion Williams. He has all the traits. He's a traits guy. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's explosive. All of the things that you want to see from a wide receiver, a true X wide receiver, you love. But let's go ahead and look at the skill chart because, look, you look at route running at 3.7. Yeah, he's an athlete. He's not a route runner. He's an athlete. Hands at a 4.8. I gave him a slightly positive grade on my scale for hands, but he has 8 drops last season. And, you know, I did think he did a pretty okay job of trying to have late hands. I thought there was a little bit there. I think we can develop that. I think we can get better there. But yeah, that's concentration drops. That's an issue. Body control at a 3.9, another grade where it's like, yeah, he has kind of more of a sporadic style. I don't really trust that he's always in complete control, and his ability to adjust to the ball and contort his body. Yeah, I don't really believe in it. I don't trust it at this point. But what he has is athleticism at a 7.4. Now that takes into account his size. Almost a twitchy athlete for his size. Movement skills are amazing. He has more pure build-up speed, but his play speed isn't going to leave anybody wanting more. He played wildcat quarterback at times. Like, they were just trying to get him the ball in as many different ways as they could at TCU. It was screens. It was end-arounds. It was, like I said, wildcat quarterback. Here, just take it. Take the ball. Run with it. He's a great returner. He's going to be, like, nothing else. He's going to be great in the return game. I wish the return game was, you know, the rules from 15 years ago, and he'd probably be a second-round pick with stuff like that. I mean, look, that's kind of who he is. He has all these traits, but he's a senior in college. He's going to the NFL. He's going to get drafted, absolutely going to get drafted because he's just got ridiculous talent. But he can't really play the position, like I said. Again, just kind of going through the skill chart just to make sure I've laid it all out. Do I need to say anything about his yak? Ball in his hand, explosiveness is real. It's real. It's fun to watch. The amount, like, he is a dynamic athlete in that way. It's tough to kind of put a guy like this in a box because, man, like, I go back to a video I did a while back. I said I did a video on Isaiah Bond, the wide receiver out of Texas, and I kind of called him a gadget player. And you know, I got a little bit of pushback from a couple of friends that didn't really agree with that take, which is just totally fine. Nobody's going to disagree with this take. I mean, you can call me wrong on the Isaiah Bond thing. That's whatever. This dude's a gadget player, and that's really all he is. I mean, and again, TCU kind of knew that. Like I said, he took a ton of snaps at wildcat quarterback because TCU just had to get him the ball in his hands in as many ways as he could. And I would say the NFL probably should do the same thing. Put him at running back. Put him at tight end. I don't know. I mean, put him wherever you can to just get him the ball as quickly as possible. I'm saying tight end just because I'm thinking of silly ways to put him in weird formations and let him run and let him catch and just get the ball in his hand as quickly as you can, because I think that's all he is. That's all he is. Now, the problem with that is, where do you draft that? Where do you put that? And again, a guy like this, it takes one team. It takes one team to have a really good plan for him, to be really excited about him, and to take him higher than the rest of the NFL probably would. Look, I'm a Dolphins fan, and like I feel like I could see Mike McDaniel liking this dude. I feel like I could see Mike McDaniel being like, give me this guy. And like Mike McDaniel likes route runners, obviously, but like I could see him just seeing the upside and being like, let's throw a 4th-round pick at this dude. Let's go for it. If he goes in day 2, I'd be really surprised. It would have to be, again, like I said, the perfect team that has the perfect plan and just knows exactly what they want to do with a guy who's just all traits and all potential, and maybe he can learn to play wide receiver, but right now just get him the ball in his hands and let him make plays. But all right, guys, that is all I have on Savion Williams. Really cut and dry player, but really fun player to talk about. I highly recommend his highlight tape. I think it would probably pretty fun to watch just because he's explosive with the ball in his hands, and he's fun to watch after the catch. Real shame that he never learned to play wide receiver while he was in college, but I still think he has a ton of potential in the NFL. I think he could definitely grow as a receiver, and at the very least, he's going to be, the classic weapon. You're drafting a weapon. You're not drafting a wide receiver. You drafted a weapon, and the way he's used and how he's utilized at the next level will be really fun to watch. But all right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.